I low-key really felt like the ending of that last video was really good.
Yes, it was.
I really think it was. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grand Line Gazette. This is our newly revamped channel. We were previously the Overlook, where we make comic audio dramas and do One Piece episode reviews, episode discussion, manga recaps, and more. We have switched this over to being on the Grand Line Gazette for our One Piece portion. So if you're a fan of any of that previous content, definitely think about following us here. We talk about One Piece every damn day, and you're damn right, it's Sunday, so we're right on schedule for our episode review. Episode 1119. So we already recorded this, we blazed through it, but it didn't save. So we're going to be blazing through this one. It's going to be a shorter one. Usually we flesh these out a little bit more, but if you're unfamiliar with who we are as a whole, we do episode reviews, manga reviews. We do a Mugiwara Monday where we do the pre-time skip Straw Hat breakdown. We do Titanic Tuesday where we talk about all 10 Titanic captains of the Black Hair Pirates. We got a bunch of theories and what ifs Wednesday through Friday, and then we're right back here on Saturday for the manga review. So we would enjoy and we would appreciate if you support our journey down the Grand Line. Um, my name's Corey. That's CJ. That's Kev. Let's get through this one. This one shouldn't take more than 10 minutes since we pretty much talked it about it 3 times already. But the episode starts out, Sabo is infiltrating the meeting between Cobra and the Gorosei, and Cobra has some questions that are still not getting answered. How we feel about that?
It's still getting gaslit. They're so blatant with it. That's what that's
They
what
are.
really I find the most humorous about it. Is just they really don't care and they really give off that whole ID gaff.
Yeah,
So
lately I've recently I got a leadership position at my job, and a lot of times you got to explain things. I noticed that you got to explain things to people for them to really just
yeah.
understand and be on your side. These guys are the leaders, and they don't explain shit. They're like, it's time to fight something. We'll just all pull our guns out. So what other questions you got? Like, tread lightly.
that
Which
it's like, bro,
no,
the only tread I have is the shit on my tires. Like I can't even stand. You talk about tread lightly. I can barely breathe. I'm coughing in my hand and everything. But the escalation and how much they are quick to snuff the flame out is crazy.
Yeah.
well, and it's like at the same time, it's pretty crazy to think that he's made like if you're Cobra, he comes to the realization halfway through this, like, oh, I'm actually not making it out of here alive. That would have been my first
Yeah.
thought was that I'm not making it out of here alive.
Bro, once I
Yeah.
rolled
So
down that hallway, past all them pillars, I'm like, oh, I'm not making it back.
this is this is
Oh,
an
this is
awfully
one of
quiet
those.
Let
place.
me go
Yeah,
ahead and turn on my tape recorder.
Away from everybody.
it's like going to a drug deal. Now leave your gun at the door. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, no. Like,
Hey, yeah, leave your gun with Mo. Mo don't need
mm.
my
I don't know,
guns.
Mo.
Yeah.
So the
But
Gorosei all pull out except Nistro. He puts the hand on the
The
sword.
one furthest back.
this is
Yeah.
definitely this is definitely a great sword. This has got to be like, if this isn't like the strongest sword in the verse, it's got to be one of them. You know what I mean? I know in the
It is.
manga chapters, like Zoro was
It's
clashing
a
with him a little
Kitetsu.
bit. Yeah, I know it's a Kitetsu, but it's got to be the Kitetsu.
Sure,
Yeah, yeah,
could
it
be.
is.
You got to make one before you're like, I can make more. Um,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, it's the OG one. And
I,
then Zoro got the other two.
but yeah.
Or at one point in
So
time, yeah.
obviously, I mean, I guess he's better than a bullet. But I mean, we've seen like they all have guns, but I mean, this is gonna be spoilers for the recent chapter. Didn't Saturn straight up kill a guy by looking at him? I guess we didn't see what he did, but he didn't use a gun. He didn't need the gun.
Which
Right.
which actually made me believe that they were doing all of this to kind of give off the impression that it was somebody else, which then led to it being Sabo who killed him.
Yeah,
But you're right. Like he almost killed Doberman with just a look.
yeah.
So
You,
Yeah.
you got a point. Like they're using guns because it's like at this point, it's like you don't know they're like giant monsters. You don't know like the
Yeah.
person in charge of. Actually, I guess you do know the person in charge of this because there they are. Emu's talking. Emu's talking about Lily being the
So
person that is responsible for the
yeah,
apocalypse. Emu's talking about how much he hates Lily. Emu's talking about just a lot.
bro, how quick they were to transform into yokai. It's like because they brought out the gun off rip. But how quick they were, because as soon as again, we were gonna like shoot you because nobody knows about Emu, but Emu just walked up and sat down. Okay, Emu doesn't do this, and Emu's talking you, so you're not
So
getting out of
what? So
here.
what do you know? What do you know? I know that there were 20 families and they all put their swords there except one of them, and that one was Lily, who's in charge of Alabasta, and she actually wrote us a note saying that she actually never came back. So we want to know what happened to her. I don't know. Well, it also says her name was Nefertari D. Lily. What do you think? Oh,
Yeah.
just
It
gets
was.
just
Yeah,
gets stabbed within like 2 seconds.
transforms and everything, and as soon as Emu transforms, all the yokais are, oh, we transforming, bet, say less. I've been waiting to transform.
It's like they needed permission. It's like, oh, if he's doing it, then it's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Or maybe if Emu transforms like in their presence, it's like an overwhelming like amount of energy that forces a transformation on them. Or maybe
Hey,
Emu transformed them like, hey, no, we're not doing this. But
I
it's
mean,
like
it was also kind of weird how they focused on one of the Gorosei when Sabo popped out too. The
all
one who
I'm saying,
kind of
we
what
got
who kind of
5
looks like.
Gorosei and Emu who are struggling to kill an old man in a wheelchair. We also had 5 Gorosei struggle to destroy a Den Mushi. So all I'm saying is their
Okay.
record
Oh,
right
okay.
now, I'm not saying the last 800 years, but the last 2 weeks, last 2 months, lackadaisical, lackluster, lacking effectiveness. You know what I'm saying?
Lacking.
and that's what makes the whole escalation of you pulled out a gun on this man in a wheelchair, and he's still not dead.
You should never even have to get to that
It
point.
shouldn't.
uh, but
I
that, but yeah, yeah. Sabo obviously he says, yeah, y'all shouldn't be getting to that point either. You shouldn't be stabbing people in wheelchairs. So he shoots out his
Yeah.
rookie move, which is we talked about. It's just fire fist, flame fist, fire fist.
which he was very overconfident here. He's like, "Oh, I thought that would kill you guys." Like, I'm sorry, you
Yo,
way
how quick was
overachieving your
that?
power.
So how? Who have you? Who
That
have you?
that flame just snuffed out so easy.
You had a 10-minute fight against Burgess. Why did you
Who
let?
didn't have a power? Who didn't have a power?
Some people are speculating. We did do the Jesus Burgess video last Tuesday. Check out our Titanic Captain Tuesday playlist. We talked about all the 10 Titanic captains. This week we're going to be talking about Vasco's shot. No, San Juan Wolf. We already talked about Vasco's shot. We're also going to be re-uploading all of them to this channel, so I guess you can just hang out. Uh, they said that Jesus might have had the double fruit then because when he was doing lariats, like buildings outside the Coliseum were getting taken down, like when they were fighting in the street. So maybe I like the idea that he was already that strong and now he's stronger.
Me too.
Yeah,
I like the idea that Blackbeard was trying to get it for one of his crewmates, and Burgess would have been the
There's no
candidate
no need
because
for
he
that.
went to go fight for it.
But that being said, if Sabo didn't one shot Burgess, he ain't one shotting 5. 5 Gorosei that are transformed and the god of the world. That's all I'm saying. Maybe a little overconfident. Is all I'm
very
saying.
over.
But that being said, we kind of, I think we do a small transition from this point.
Yeah.
We well, I guess first he talks to Cobra. Cobra talks to Sabo about talking to Luffy, where Sabo's like, you know Luffy too. Um, he has to
Saved my
communicate
life.
to Luffy and Vivi that Lily's full name was Nefertari D. Lily. And to that point, I just want to say, Cobra, you are vastly overestimating Luffy's ability to do anything with information at all. Yo,
Duh.
what's he
You
gonna do with that?
he doesn't even care. Like
Yo.
You talking about dinner? Luffy's all ears, dog. But you talking about, oh, this is what happened 800 years ago? He don't care.
A woman you know 800 years ago that made the poneglyphs was also a D clan member. Cool.
A woman you don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. He's checked out. He's already checked out.
Look, no, all you gotta tell is Cobra died at Mary Joie, and Sabo's framed for his murder. He pulling up.
Well, yeah, I mean, this ain't
yeah,
that.
that,
Well, I mean, Luke,
Yeah,
Cobra
but I'm
didn't.
saying like,
Well, this ain't a pulling up thing. Cobra
yeah,
didn't tell Sabo to tell or Vivi and Luffy her full name so that they could pull
right,
up. He would have just told them, "Hey, tell them to
right.
pull up.
yeah.
Tell them avenge me." We would have everything and everything.
Yeah,
Please.
to your guys' point, what's he gonna do with that information?
He don't know about Robin. He don't know Miss All Sunday is actually an archaeologist and the staple of the crew when it comes to information, and all information should and could be filtered out through her. Like
Yeah,
either
yeah.
yeah, either give the info to her or Nami. Just let them sit on it for a while. Um, but yeah, so
And then we get warm.
that's when he sacrifices
Oh,
himself. Oh yeah, he sacrificed
if you can
himself.
call it that.
We talked about it. A bunch of
Dumbest thing ever.
yokai
Whatever.
chasing him down, and he's like, "Let me stretch my arms out and block you." No, no.
Bro, yeah. You getting smacked out of the way and you a speed bump. Like nobody's even gonna recognize that you were there. That's I don't
Except the camera
again.
that Warple put, and that camera caught it all. It didn't catch it all. It just caught him on the ground next to Sapo. But
That's what I'm saying.
but that's fine for
Like, I
Warple because
think
he
it's
was like,
from
I was
the.
just gonna sell whatever info I could get, lie or not lie. But he kind of gave himself up because the teeth chattering.
You think Warple set up the camera?
Yeah,
That's a very
I think
okay.
he set
I
it
like
up
that.
so yeah, he had that little hole. I think he set up a
I
camera
mean,
really quick so he could sell it to Big News Mortgage. That hack.
there would have to be a reason for the hole because you don't just go poking holes in walls unless you're a real pervert, you know? Like you
Yeah,
trying
I
to like
just
look into
thought it
people's
was
bedrooms or
like
something.
I just attribute it to time, like just little cracks in within the rocks or
Mm,
boulders or something because it's been there for so long.
yeah.
And then Purple overhears something because he is in the next room, and then he just was curious and kept looking, and then
But
couldn't like look away.
nobody's
gotcha.
supposed to. Yeah, nobody's supposed to be able to see inside that room. Like
No, that's fair.
But that's what I
unlike
was saying,
Gorosei
where it's
will.
like that camera is not like it didn't get the Gorosei, and the Gorosei were already transformed at that point in time. The camera was face down, so I'm saying like maybe they just have it strategically placed so they don't even have to get the throne or anything like that in the shot, and the Gorosei knows where the boundary is.
I don't know. That takes a lot of Peter Parker action. Like, oh, we got to have this guy roll up to this exact point, chase him to this exact point, stab him,
Yeah.
throw him on the ground, and then that seems like very
Well, I guess the reason I think it's
that
not
meaning you
Warple's
didn't know what's happening.
is
So
because
you
we
think
see
that
him leave, so he doesn't get the cartridge or whatever the dendon. Or we think it's like a
yeah,
Bluetooth upload. I don't know. It's a
like
very interesting point. I can't wait to see
it
it.
makes more sense for them to have security cameras within their own palace than it is for Warple to go into the empty throne room for no reason and set up a camera.
Well, then how does that? Well, yeah, I guess, and then they get the information
They
out.
just give it to Norian.
Yeah, I
I
just
don't know.
I don't like the idea of there being cameras in that room.
Me neither
I hear you.
at all. I agree.
But that being
I
said,
hear you.
Warple, yeah, he gets the fuck out of there. Oh, we're not supposed to cuss his Twitch. He gets out of there. Oh, that works. He leaves, and so he's just blazing.
He said, "Wow, I can talk without cussing. That's crazy." He said that works.
He leaves. He just makes a beeline out of the castle. He's running through CP9. We see a glimpse of Shirahoshi and her brothers are like, hey, everything's okay. Cool. We don't care. Move on. We see Green Bull and Fujitora fighting. Cool.
That is
I
cool.
like that. They're very opposite. That's why I like when they work together because they're gonna clash.
Yeah,
Oh,
room for character growth.
Fujitora taking him.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fujitora over Green Bull
bruh.
all day. You know.
Well, if he has like
Yeah.
if he has like environmental like power ups, like if he's in a forest, I think that he can Green Bull might be a little bit harder.
That's true.
So
I
there's
think you can
also
make like a gravity barrier around him, so like his roots and everything don't
oh
even get to him. Like they just compress into the ground.
that's
Like what are
true.
you doing?
Yeah.
So I want to highlight
Or he like pushes
in,
all the roots back into him and keeps him as the size of a man.
in the Reverie they talk about an uprising of sorts. 4 nations in the North Blue are asking for independence, which you only have two answers to that. It's either war or yes. So there's there's not much. There's no third option there. So this is going to
I
be
like that.
quite an interesting
They're
start.
requesting independence. Oh, send the tanks.
Send the peace. Send the peace soldiers.
Send the peacekeepers.
Pacifistas? Yes, the peacekeepers.
I mean, so it's going to be kind of crazy. Then we see Warple basically leaving his wife behind, which I'd be very disrespected in this part. Like, people are after to kill you, and you don't even think about me at all.
Well, you know the man you married.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then it ends with
Or
like
are you blinded by
we're
all the
picking up
cash?
Vivi and kind of just fleeing the scene. How do we feel about this like last scene and the episode as a whole?
I don't know. It's fine.
I mean, kudos to Vivi for capitalizing on the situation. She read the room, realized what was going to happen because they said she was just going to be a slave or sold to somebody right there. She would just become up missing. And in the next instance, there was an opportunity to escape, pulled that mess off, figured out where he was going, and dude said as far away from here as possible. Works for her. She was about to be Shirahoshi'd.
He was about to be. I mean, there's one thing about I I understand the reverie is needed,
Yeah.
but if I'm a princess or a queen, I'm not going.
No, you have delegates, dog. You are putting yourself
Yeah,
in front of a firing
so
squad,
what you're telling me
basically.
is they could just choose. They could walk by me, choose to. I'm a princess. I'm a queen. They could walk by me and just be like, I want that one, and then I'm just fuck. I, the nation's done, huh? Screw the nation, huh? Screw
Dating in
everything.
2024, right?
So I mean, yeah, it just seems like a dangerous place for half the royal population.
So this entire chapter, or this entire episode, was the entire 1085 chapter. Next, chapter 1086. We do finally get our look at Figurling. We see the Lucia Kingdom being blown up. I'm excited. Next episode's going to be nice anime.
This
I thought it
egghead
was
has.
1088. It's 1086.
At the very end,
I think you're
at
talking
the
about
very end of 1086, God Valley I think is
Oh,
1088, but
the previous
1086
okay.
civilization.
is like, hey,
Nice.
this is the judge of
Nice.
former king of the land known as God Valley. His name is Saint Figurling. So
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
So, if you guys like this kind of content, I know we're jumping channels, so it's a little different, but we are also streaming on Twitch every time we record. So, our schedule is Sunday mornings, Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, Friday afternoon, and Saturday morning. We'll be recording while we uh, review, do all of our videos, and then we'll cut these up and upload them to the Grand Line Gazette. They're currently on the Overlook where you can check our backlog. I'm going to be taking those down one at a time for the most part while I upload them here. If you guys need anything, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Let us know in the comments below what you guys want us to cover, what direction you guys want this channel to go in, because it's brand new and you guys have the control. So we will be back tomorrow for our episode on
Yeah.
Brook, followed by our episode on San Juan Wolf on Titanic Tuesday. We will see you then.
peace.